everybody, what's going on? I'm Amenadale, aka Green Grow Guy, and yes, I am having my morning cup of coffee, as you can hear, in my serene urban farm, Philadelphia urban farm. Don't leave out the Philadelphia, y'all. Don't leave out the Philadelphia. All right, but I'm down here, as you can see. I got my cup of coffee sitting right here. I'm getting ready for the day, but we are going to do two things today, and that's right, protect our garden. And you're probably like, how we finna do that with some dollar plastic forks? But I'm finna show you how. And it really works, y'all. It really does help keep pests away. This is a part of gardening, okay? Because sometimes no matter how good you grow, you can produce as much fruit and vegetable as you want. But you also got to protect it. And this is a part that a lot of people lose a lot of food. So, stay tuned. Alright, everybody, so going to my greenhouse, start pulling some of the stuff out so I can get to the stuff in the back. You guys know the routine. Alright, and something magnificent's happening. You know what, I'm just going to show you. Better than I'm going to show you, then I'm going to tell you. I'm going to show you, I'm going to show and then tell. Ready? Bye, bye, bye. Y'all know what that means. Eggplants are coming. All right, so now that this is open, I'm recording holding this in my hand, y'all, so work with me. I got a Q-tip. Let me zoom up on here. You see homegirl? This is the homegirl part. This little part in the center, that's the girl part. This on the outside is the boy part. You're going to take this pollen and just knock it on the her. Soon as you start to see these open, start knocking her up. She is ovulating right now, okay? I'm all up in there, okay? Get up all up in it, knock it all around, okay? This is the plant version of shooting the club up, all right? We got to help him shoot the club up. Bam, 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 bam. All right? Now what's going to happen is I'm going to come out and do that probably 2 more times on the flower, or as much as I see it open, but definitely 2 more times. And when this flower closes, it should stay intact, and my eggplant should start busting on out, because these leaves are healthy. Now granted, I've been spraying it like a fiend, but I'm getting results. Ta-da! So that actually made me really happy. Now we know we at least got 1 eggplant hopefully coming on its way. I still got 1 flower here, and there's another flower somewhere, guys. But I at least got 3. You know what I mean? And that's good. That's good money for an eggplant. All right, so I'm really excited about that. Don't be surprised. Every day you come to your garden, you'll always see something new developing. If you're doing things right, you'll see growth. You know what I'm saying? You're constantly training your garden. Okay, a lot of people be like, oh my gosh, it's so neat, and you have everything so like meticulous, you know what I mean? But that does help your food grow. The sun is above you, okay? So keep that in mind when you're letting your plants fall and look all slouchy, you know, and it happens sometimes. You do still get things that grow off of it, okay? By having your plants up facing the sun, okay, it helps them absorb the sunlight that they need to generate the food that they need to generate. It also helps fight disease on your plants and vegetables, okay? You don't want your leaves of your plants to just be sitting dead on the ground, because it's getting direct moisture. It's going to wilt those leaves. Those leaves are going to become moldy and nasty, and now that opens up the door for pests that like to eat fungus and mold. Okay, that's a lot of times how it winds up happening. All right, so when you see my garden, you'll see a lot of my fruits and vegetables, my plants. The bottoms are very clean. You know what I mean? It helps deter pests and mold and fungus, and that's what this video is about today. Just in case you guys didn't know, I know I had this eggplant interlude, because you know, when you see it, you got to jump on it. But this video today, guys, is about pest control. You know what I mean? we got into the neem oil, okay, and that's a solution that you can kind of use at will. All right, today, you guys saw in my interlude, I had some plastic forks. I'm gonna show y'all how to get down with those. But when you go into your greenhouse and early morning, okay, because it's early morning when I come out. This is the best time to come out, early morning, when everything a lot of the flowers just open up. That's a great time to pollinate your plants. So I try to come out in the morning, see the flowers that opened up, give them a little pollinate, like you shoot the club up. Okay, I help them shoot the club up, because one of the things with pesticides, neem oil, and pesticides are things that you use to deter pests. Sometimes you do deter things that you don't want to deter. Okay, so know that when you're using, neem oils and pesticides on your plants, that you do have to do more hand fertilization. Is it hard? No. So it's definitely worth it, because it's not something so tedious and hard on this scale of urban farming, where you're like, I can't do it. It's too many flowers to fertilize. That's not what you're going to run into. And a lot of plants are self-fertilizing, and or they're like a 2-in-1. You just shoot the club up real quick, like you saw me do, and you'll get, said fruit or vegetable. You do have certain plants like cucumbers and watermelons where the male grows on one flower, the female grows on another flower. You just have to educate yourself once you see the flowers coming up, and that's a quick Google search, y'all. Okay, if you don't know, Google know. It does know. It does give pretty accurate information. So don't sleep on it. Okay. All right. So with that being said, before we get into the forks, I'm gonna take some time right now and look around and see what else could possibly need to be pollinated inside the polycarbonate house, which for me, looking around, it will only be the watermelon plant inside here I have to check. All right, so we're going to do that right now and see where our watermelon plant is at, as far as okay. I know you guys can't tell, but these balls are getting a little bigger. So far, I still only see male flowers, and those are right here. Okay, which is okay, guys. You know why? Is because I do have 1, 2, 3 definite watermelons coming. Because I'm being honest, once they usually get to this stage, as long as you're watering it and keeping bugs off of it, guys, you're going to get those watermelons as long as you secure them. Okay? And another thing is, you don't want 20 watermelons on a vine. You don't want that, because then you'll get like small and a lot of underdeveloped watermelons. So 3, 4 watermelons per vine, excellent. You know what I mean? I was a family of 3. I recently became a family of 4. So with that being said, 6 watermelons for a family of 4 is more than enough. And I can guarantee you, I'm at least give 2 of them away. 2 to 3 of them away once I grow them. So right now I have 3 standing. I know seeing another 2 or 3 melons develop is not far-fetched, because the plant is young. You know what I mean? So I know I'm going to probably top out with about 6 watermelons at least. Like, you know what I mean? And this is how you're going to be able to chart this. Once you start growing and you get a rhythm and a system, you're going to start being able to know how much food you can actually produce for yourself and consume, and when to pack it up and what to do with it, and what's giveaway. Okay, because you're going to, after a certain amount of time, you're going to have a consistent success rate with certain things, if not everything that you're growing, because that's the goal, is to learn what you can grow consistently, slowly add on new things to grow, Okay, so that there becomes a point where if you needed to feed yourself with vegetation, light meats like maybe an aquaponics farm, or chickens like I had last year, you can do that and not bother nobody. That's the goal. All right, so we looked at the watermelon, we fertilized the eggplant, and guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, I have a video, a short that I'm gonna put out, and it's of this Tabasco pepper. I said in my tour that I was gonna try one of these Tabasco peppers, and I did. I said I'll know when they're done because I taste it, and the heat that it gives me lets me know if it's done or not. And let me tell you something. I am Jamaican, so I like hot. Bring it on. I think they was putting Scotch bonnet in my baby bottles. Okay? I like hot. Okay? Now, with that being said, baby, I put that thing in my mouth and I arrogant. Arrogant because I'm Jamaican. You want to talk about sweating? I was like, oh, they're about to investigate me because I'm sweating like I stole something. I'm sweating like I just got done preaching Easter service. Like I was sweating. My mouth was on fire. When I came in the house, my wife and son was like, are you okay? And I was like, I could barely breathe. And they was like, no way, that's too hot for you. I said, it's not too hot for me, but baby, I feel it. Like, ooh, right. Okay. You know what I mean? My son, I'ma try it. Be my guest, boy. He couldn't even get that thing down his throat. He was like, his tongue just immediately flipped it out. So you guys are going to see a short. Now, you're not going to see the short of me tasting it because it was so damn hot. When I put it in my mouth, my finger hit the button to stop recording because I was like, I might have to stop this video and get some medical attention. Okay? Like, it was hot. I'm not going to hold you. But that is a short that's coming out. You know what I'm saying? And it's to me, it was hysterical. You know, because just what it was putting me through was crazy. Like, you know what I mean? But now that we looked at everything in the greenhouse and, you know, making sure it's stable, like, you know, come out and see, hey, this is all a part of training, what you see me doing. So, yes, the cucumber hair did attach, but I do honestly want it to grab on better so that it has a more adherence to the fence line. So, the only thing I'm going to do is just thread it in here a little better, or try to and attempt to. Is doing what it wants to do because it's trying to make me look bad during my video because usually it would just grab on. But we're gonna let the dill cucumber, you know what I mean, act brand new. I'm gonna just come rip it out the plastic later because this is baby girl, you are acting brand new. Alright, and this is the new pepper plant that I planted. It's doing great. It's definitely rooted in. I'm happy about my squash and my squash and maybe my cantaloupe, because if you guys know, then you know this is supposed to be the cantaloupe over here, which I think it is. Now that I see it growing, I think I don't know, y'all. I don't know what I see growing. It looks like 3 squashes to me, but cantaloupe be looking like that. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? But that's what we got going on so far in the greenhouse. On my agenda today is to harvest this stuff off. All these like peppers you see, I got to pull them off, y'all. Okay, so that I can get my next round. You see all these flowers coming in here? And I want them to be big, nice size. You know what I'm saying? So the ones that are growing in now, I'm going to give them some relief by cutting the big boys off, which are these. Okay? And I got some really big ones on this. Look at that. So with that being said, I'm going to cut them down so that we can give the next round of peppers their chance. Guys, I got so many peppers off of this, it's crazy. You know what I mean? I'm going to look at my beans. Now, I do got lima beans on here growing. You see them right here. But y'all, I'm gonna be real with you. This might come out today. I don't know. What do y'all think? I might just take it out today and restart because it's only green beans and it got infected. And I mean, I'm keeping it okay, but I mean, right now because of the fungus that it got, I mean, I only got 5 green beans right here. Okay, wait. I do need to chill because it is producing baby lima beans and everything. I got some back here. Okay, yeah. So let me chill a little bit because guys, y'all know I don't like no ugly plant, and this is, to me, it's ugly. You know what I mean? She doing her job though. You know what I mean? She is giving me the limas. And this is a whole side of lima beans. So I actually want that because we be tearing up some lima beans. You throw them things in the crock pot, baby. You can put some smoked turkey up in it, some smoked paprika up in it, or you can put pork products up in it if that's what you eat. But either way, you put that on top of some rice. It's a meal. A meal that I didn't pay nobody for. Just made it. You know what I mean? So it works out. Good eats. So, but I am going to spray her down so that she can keep doing what she's doing because I did freeze it in time. It's just ugly, y'all. I don't like how it look. Y'all know how I am about that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? You should know because y'all watching and subscribing. One of the other things I'm going to do today, too, guys, is I have 2 corn stalks. I have the greenhouse, which is right here. Baby girl right here. And I have another one. She's doing better, but she's not doing as good as the other 3 in here. So I think baby girl right here, I'm going to move her out along with baby girl in the polycarbonate house. And once I'm going to put them in the independent 10-gallon container, and then they should be able to grow nice and big as well because I actually want all the corn. You know what I mean? The more ears, the better because I'm going to be able to share a lot of it with my neighborhood because it's definitely going to be more than we can eat. So, like I told you guys before, it's like 6 to 8 years you'll get off of, 1 stalk of corn. And I have 8 stalks. 64 ears of corn is a lot for a family of 4. So I would probably take the 50 and then give away whatever the remaining is. That's all I need. I only need 50 ears of corn because a house of 4, I break them in half. You know what I mean? Some of them, if they get big, you break them in 3s. You know what I mean? And you have, make 6 packs of niblets. You know what I mean? So that will last a long time, y'all. Like, you know what I mean? So, and that's a lot of free food. You know what I mean? So I'm actually going to wind up giving a lot of that away, or a percentage of it away. You know what I mean? When it harvests in about the next month and a half. So I want to get as many of them as I can because that's the goal, guys. That's what I'm doing. I'm showing you guys how I eat so much out of my backyard that I give it away. And it means nothing to me. It's not, you remember I gave you that ear of corn. It's insignificant because there's an abundance. Like, you know what I mean? So we did some pollination. I'll be trying to stay on track, y'all, because I could talk about plants all day. This is, I love. I've been like this since a small kid. All right. So we pollinated some stuff. Checked other stuff for pollination. Okay. In the beginning of the video, if you guys are watching, I know you saw the bumblebee or the yellow jacket doing its thing on the strawberries. So when I came out this morning and I saw the yellow jacket on the strawberry plant, I immediately opened everything up. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, tell your friends this is a pollination station. You know what I mean? And guys, if you're scared of insects, especially bees, understandably why, they sting folks. But when you have a backyard that is flourishing like this, you, as the person, you are the last thing on their mind. I sat right next to this bee. He was like, I'm not even interested in what you got to say or what you're doing, to the point I'm able to be up on him recording, and he doesn't care because it's a lot of food. He's on a mission. He has a job to do. You know, the bees work, they function. You know what I mean? So with that being said, he was just doing his function. He had marigolds back here. He was on the strawberries. I started pulling my tomatoes out. I got cucumber leaves, flowers popping out back here. So he had a lot of stuff to get his teeth into. And that's what we want, because the more they come around, the less I have to hand pollinate. Okay? But know that when you're using certain pesticides, you will have to hand pollinate as well. So always invite the little bees, even the flies, the ants, things that are non-detrimental. The non-detrimental pests, always welcome them, because they help you pollinate. I promise. Okay, guys, now that I ran my mouth a whole bunch, I'll do it all day. I'll do it all day. If you let me run my mouth about these plants and growing food, I promise you, I will talk about it all day long. I promise. Okay, but now that we did that, I'm going to try to control myself and stop. I'm going to show you guys how I really genuinely wind up storing this fruits and vegetables that I harvest that are small, maybe like these patio tomatoes, the herbs, and things like that. You guys have seen me, just clip it, leave it on a tray. But for real, I actually put it, once I pick it, a lot of times I'll put it directly in little small containers, like the ones you get from the store. Like, you know what I mean? I'll put it in there because it helps with freshness. Okay? So that's what you guys are about to see me get into right now. You know what I mean? So let's get to it. Now y'all are about to watch me harvest the oregano, because you see this stuff is hanging. Got the oregano. I'm going to harvest this basil. I'm going to hit this rosemary, both of these. I'm going to let this thyme to continue to do its thing. Okay? So, one thing I'm going to do, you guys already watched the How to Collect Herbs video, so you know what I'm going to do. So I'm going to harvest these real quick. I'm not going to force y'all to watch me. You know what I'm saying? But I'll be right back at you. Okay, everybody. I harvest more herbs, guys. And let me tell you something. Once this stuff starts growing and you start cutting it, you'll do it like maybe every week and a half. Okay? This is how I really package it to go in my refrigerator to keep it fresh. I don't put these in the containers. I usually put them in the bags, the produce bags. That's right. I got produce bags and produce containers, because this is real Philadelphia urban farming over here, okay? This actually today I'm giving to my neighbor across the street. It's a lot of herbs. She cooks a lot of times for the neighborhood. Or whatever. She always is giving out plates. So this is a little herb collection that I'm going to give her and start hooking my neighbors up with the herbs and the food that I'm collecting, because, guys, I'm in overflow mode. Okay, so this stuff goes out. It's all fresh. It's grown organic. And it's honestly, it's beautiful freaking food. So she got some pack of cherry tomatoes, some basil. Muy caliente means very hot. these are the extremely hot peppers that I tried to eat and do the challenge, and like it was a horrible experience. Here goes some rosemary, oregano, and mint. And these are the peppers. This is what they're going to look like, but I got them in a bag over here. So I'm about to go and deliver this to my neighbor and make her morning bright. And I will be right back. Okay, everybody, the next morning, because I was running my mouth like I couldn't stop about the plants, I'm just going to jump right into the video, okay? All right, plastic forks, amazing. This is a great pest control for any type of pest, any type of animal. Squirrels, rats, mice, cats, and you would kind of use these like you would use the bird spikes for like pigeons and stuff like that. All right, so what I do is I open up the pack. You get a whole bunch. This is why it's so good for your money. I open up the pack and I literally stick these forks upside right. I just open it up like this, and I literally stick each fork down to this part. All the rest of this is in the soil, and I stick it all around open plants. So like right now I'm growing corn and cucumbers, and I'm leaving the top open because I need the height, you know. So with that being said, I put these in there. If a rat, mouse, squirrel, cat, because you're trying to stop things from burrowing in your soil, and you're trying to stop pests from peeing on it. The pee will kill it. Now, they won't be able to pee or burrow because this is spiky, okay? And it deters them, and it works. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys a couple examples. I got my cucumber plant all forked up. You know what I'm saying? And you guys will see, even though at the top open, it's still safe. It's growing flowers. It's doing exactly what I wanted to do. All right, so let's take a look. And voila, here it is, y'all. This is my cucumber plant right here. Let me show y'all. Y'all can see that the flowers are growing. It's growing up the chicken wire just fine. Now I might keep the cylinder around it to train it so that my cucumbers stay nice, but I'm gonna always leave the top open. And sticking these forks in like I did, only thing I did was make sure I didn't go too deep into the plant. Where the actual plant pod is, you don't want to start stabbing that. You kind of want to stab all around the plant pod, okay? Turn them all different directions so you can't get any type of stability, and that is going to protect your plants. All right, guys, so I did it with my cucumbers. I'm doing it right now with my corn. But tell me how crazy that is, that it literally took us like 35 minutes just to get to this point so I could turn y'all onto some jewels with these plastic forks. You know what I mean? So don't rule these out, and it actually helps you a lot, guys. You know what I mean? I use it, and I leave my food open in an urban area where a lot of people are growing, but they're not. It's like a medium. You know what I mean? This year, everybody growing and for themselves actually picked up, which is a wonderful thing. You know what I mean? I have more neighbors growing independently now than ever before. And I love it. I think it's a great thing. You know what I mean? But when you are successful in your growing process, you have to come up with a plan or a strategy that's effective to stop predators on your fruits and vegetables, because they will come. Just like you like to eat it, so do they. All right? So I want to thank everybody for watching, and I'm going to finish forking up some of my plants. And I will definitely see you next time.